All right, get yourself a drink.
Coaching.
Guys are working so hard, you're making me sweat.
What some see as a job, others see as an opportunity.
Don't allow yourself to quit. Don't take the easy way. Work hard.
Like Glen Ullin boys basketball coach Greg Pruitt.
When we're coaching kids on the court, it's like when you're on the court, value that time. Put everything you have.
Pruitt's path as a coach first took him to Dickinson Trinity as an assistant. And on a night in 2006, with a top 5 showdown in small-town Crosby, North Dakota, Don Meyer, a decorated college coach from Northern State, showed up. But instead of solely scouting athletes, Meyer ended up recruiting a friend and protege.
After the game, we went out, we visited a little bit, and from that moment, it was just, there was a spark between a friendship that I just knew that this was going to be a mentor in my life, somebody that I wanted to follow his footsteps and try to do the best I can with life decisions and coaching.
And that sentiment about Meyer is shared by people in gyms across the country. His widow Carmen says helping others was a big reason Meyer was a coach in the first place.
Don was a great teacher and not just a coach. He loved sharing knowledge, and he loved getting knowledge from anyone he could get it from.
Just over 2 years after Pruitt and Meyer first met, Meyer got in a car accident, a near-death experience that saved his life. During emergency surgery, doctors discovered cancer in his liver. He also had his lower left leg amputated below the knee. After 2 grueling months of recovery, he returned to the sidelines for a season in which he became the all-time wins leader in NCAA men's basketball history. His story captivated the nation when he was honored as the Jimmy V Award recipient at the ESPYs. Meyer retired from coaching in 2010, but he never stopped helping others.
I reached out to him to see if he would be interested in coming to Heart River, where I was coaching at the time, to do just some motivational speaking to our student body. So Coach said he would absolutely do that.
A favor that turned into one of many life lessons from Meyer.
The thing that stuck in my mind is here's an individual that not only lost his leg, he was battling cancer, and he still wanted to serve others. He still wanted to be for others, where in my mind, sometimes you think, boy, I'd be a selfish individual. I'd be focusing on myself.
But that wasn't Meyer's only act of service or lasting impression he'd make that day.
Coach asked me when he was at Heart River at South Heart, he's like, hey, do you mind if I go down and speak to the elementary? And I'm like, sure. He goes, yeah, I'd like to read him a story. So we went down the elementary classrooms, and that's when he introduced me to Little Buddy for the first time.
He called his stump Little Buddy because he didn't want his grandkids to be afraid of it. And so he would hold his leg up, and they would ask him yes and no questions, and then Don would, either yes or no. And so he just tried to make it where kids would feel comfortable with it.
He would read a story to the class, and he would move his knee around, and he'd say, this is Little Buddy's going to tell you a story. So from that point on, Little Buddy always stuck in my mind.
Pruitt's bond with Meyer remained close until his passing in 2014. Pruitt, determined to honor his late friend by serving others, came up with the idea to start a foundation to buy prosthetics for children whose families otherwise couldn't afford one. He named it the Little Buddy Foundation.
I announced that I was going to do the foundation, and the Dickinson Press did an article on Friday, I believe it was. We didn't have any recipients in mind. We didn't even know if there was a child in North Dakota or Minnesota or South Dakota that needed our help. The Saturday, the day after the Dickinson Press ran the foundation, I received a phone call, and they're like, hey, did you read the paper? There's a basketball player in Wahpeton that was playing basketball that jump stopped, broke his leg. They had to amputate the leg, is battling some cancer, and boom, it was like, something hit me in the heart. It's like, I got to reach out to this kid. I got to tell him that I'm here for him.
That kid is Jacob Peterman, a young man Midco Sports profiled back in 2018 when he fought cancer and had to learn how to walk in a new way.
The thing I don't want to do is I don't just want to gift the prosthetic and then say, here's your prosthetic, see ya. I want that relationship. I want, like Jacob, if that cheetah foot gets broken or lost, hey, Coach Pruitt, can you help me out? Absolutely. Once in the family, always in the family.
Greg has since helped several others. An active young boy in Dickinson was gifted a prosthetic leg, and a 1-year-old girl from Minnesota was provided a prosthetic hand. Then, in 2020, Pruitt returned to the very same gym that he had first met the man who inspired this foundation to award Mariah Jenkins, a Crosby, North Dakota multi-sport athlete, with a new $135,000 bionic arm after she lost hers in a tragic family car accident.
To be a volleyball player, losing her mom in that car accident and having some of her family members that had some PTSD, just some different things going on, it's very inspirational.
It didn't take long for the foundation to become financially stable, a salute to the support of communities in the upper Midwest and the coach himself. Pruitt donates all of his coaching salary and basketball camp proceeds.
Some people look at me and say, that's awesome. Some people look at me and say, well, how can you do that? The message that I want to tell people is, I feel like the happiest I've been so far in this whole process is each time that I give a little bit, the happier I am.
A game plan that his late buddy would certainly be proud of.
Each day you think about yourself rather than serving others is a miserable day. Well, that sums it up. So don't focus on ourselves, focus on others.
The Little Buddy Foundation has now helped out 7 kids in some way. Pruitt also plans to start giving out scholarships each year beginning this spring to high school graduates with a prosthetic looking to pursue next-level education. To apply for those scholarships or financial assistance with the prosthetic, you can go to the foundation's website, littlebuddyfoundation.org.